Now, 20 countries recently participated in the Africa Travel Association's 5th U.S.-Africa Tourism Seminar held here in Washington. In part 2 of our series on Africa tourism, we examine how diplomats, ministers and other high-level government officials are working with industry officials on raising the visibility of tourism in Africa. ATA's David Bergman says tourism is slowly getting the attention it deserves at the highest levels. Not only were tour operators at this seminar, but African diplomats, tourism ministers, private investors, and even a high-ranking U.S. State Department official.
This is as a result of African governments and the private sector recognizing that the tourism potential in Africa is huge, and tourism is an industry that needs to be part of the international investment arena.
The African Union and regional bodies like the 14-member Southern African Development Community, which established the Regional Tourism Organization of Southern Africa, or RITOSA, are also pushing tourism. The AU's ambassador to the U.S., Amina Ali, says such collaborations and improved infrastructure are helping increase Africa's tourism, with many visitors coming now from not only Western countries, but Asia and South America as well.
Most of these countries, when they have this bilateral partnership agreement, they normally agree in terms of hosting the tourists, in terms of marketing the destination, in terms of providing the services together. That's why you have Gabon and Seychelles. And this sort of partnership is very important to be able to market Africa as the next tourism destination.
Margaret Makungo of Zambia, which shares Victoria Falls with Zimbabwe and will jointly host the UN World Tourism Organization General Assembly there next year, says through such partnerships and social media, they are hoping to grow tourism by 30% within 5 years.
It is a very good opportunity for both countries because it gives life to the spirit of RITOSA. The RITOSA spirit is that we should market the subcontinent as one. And this is exactly what we are doing at the moment, because this is the beginning of another era, and we just have to work together.
Zambia is also expected to receive a boost in May when Zimbabwe hosts ATA's 37th Annual Congress in Victoria Falls. Zimbabwe's Tessa Chikaponya says the government is committed to tourism.
Tourism is one of the 4 pillars of our economic development, which shows that our government actually recognizes that tourism is the most important industry. And everybody in Zimbabwe realizes that tourism is a passport for peace, and everybody embraces tourism.
While Zimbabwe struggles to attract tourists in the face of what officials call negative publicity, Tanzania, in contrast, with its peaceful history, scenic, game and beach attractions, continues to draw them. Tanzania's ambassador to the U.S., Mwanaidi Sinare Maaja.
Oh yeah, perfectly. We have the best image that we can actually offer here, but we need to advertise that image more. We need to brand it more. We need to reach out to many more potential tourists to increase the numbers of arrivals in Tanzania from America.
ATA officials say despite the increases, some challenges to tourism still include the economy, instability in some countries, bad perceptions and lack of awareness. ATA President and Gambian Tourism Minister Fatou Mas Job Njai tasks governments, including her own, to work on those challenges.
I think it's our responsibility and our business as Africans to sell what Africa is. We need to speak more. We need to attend more of the seminars. We need to create more awareness. Of course, it's expensive for one country to handle it on your own. We need to work together, using the ATA's platform to expose Africa.
ATA's Diaspora Liaison Advisor, Ogoso, also known as Mr. Africa, says all Africans in the diaspora must be ambassadors for the continent. For his part, he's doing it through a radio station he initiated in his native Senegal.
I'm from the diaspora, and I'm going back, not physically, but I'm going back economically to open a radio station based in Dakar to cover the 17 West African countries, to educate people about tourism. What is tourism? How people can get benefit from tourism. They have to move from the traditional tourism to modern tourism, to global tourism. And we don't have to sit there and waiting or complaining.
Now, tourism to Africa is growing in part to increased air transport, with some airlines flying non-stop to their destinations. More on that on tomorrow's show.